Welcome to factstime. To get more videos, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon to get latest notifications.
Hi guys, today we are going to know about amazing and unknown facts about ocean. Let's start the video. Number 10. The Milky Sea. The Milky Sea phenomenon. For over 400 years, sailors told tales of a mysterious event that takes place far out in the Indian Ocean. They would come across miles of milky glowing waters, sometimes stretching as far as the eye could see. In 2005, a group of scientists led by Stephen Miller, of the Naval Research Laboratory in Monterey, California, decided to take a closer look at the story to see if it was true. They managed to register about 235 observations and get a satellite image that showed an area of low lighting in the Indian Ocean about the size of Connecticut. There are samples that they collected indicated the presence of a type of bioluminescent bacteria in the water known as Vibrio harvii. Just in case someone asks you, this isn't the same kind of bacteria that you might see in waves, that use their bright light to ward off predators. This bioluminescent bacteria may actually use light to attract fish, since its favorite place to live is inside a fish's gut. Scientists' guess is that since they only emit a very faint light on their own, they have to gather together to make an impact. Their collective glow can grow to massive Milky Sea proportions. When their numbers swell to huge amount, thank 40 billion trillion, they may also congregate to colonize algae. Sounds like a party. It is still only a guess since Miller and his colleagues haven't determined exactly what causes the bacteria to gather. Number 9. Ocean on Earth. The ocean, 72% of the Earth's surface, is covered by water, yet 95% of the world below the surface remains unexplored. We have better maps of Mars and the Moon than we do of the ocean floor. Nearly 50% of all life on Earth is also found in the ocean, but scientists estimate that at the very least 1 million more aquatic species have yet to be discovered, which basically means that theoretically, no matter how unlikely or illogical it might be to us now, there is still a chance that a talking yellow sponge-like creature is enjoying a delicious Krabby Patty right as we speak. Number 8. Brine-ackle. Brine-ackle, the underwater icicle of death. A brine-ackle or brine icicle forms beneath the sea, and kills everything in its path that forms beneath. Sea ice, when a flow of extremely cold saline water is introduced to an area of ocean water, creating an ice stalactite. Concentrated salt water escapes from within the frozen ice, formed above the ocean's surface, and seeps into the depths of the water. Once the concentrated salt goes under the surface of the water, it freezes extremely quickly. Brine-ackles occur in the frigid ocean waters around the poles. On reaching the sea floor, will continue to accumulate ice as the surrounding water freezes. The brine will travel along the seafloor in a downslope direction until it reaches the lowest possible point, where it will pool. Any bottom-dwelling sea creatures such as starfish or sea urchins can be caught in this expanding web of ice, and be trapped, ultimately freezing to death. Number 7. Challenger Deep. If you've ever flown with a commercial airline and tried to look out the window, things will look pretty small obviously, but keep the distance in mind. Now imagine that you're on a boat, and instead of seeing the ground from high up in the air, you see the ocean floor from the surface. That's how deep the Challenger Deep is. At the depth of almost 11,000 meters, it's the lowest known point in the ocean. The most amazing thing though is that we have been there. Humans have actually touched the bottom of this place, and not only that, we did it in 1960, that's over 50 years ago now. Humans would not visit again until 52 years later, when in 2012, James Cameron, the famous movie director, actually ventured down to the bottom himself. Number 6. The red tide. Red tide is a common name for what is known as algae bloom by scientists. Red tides actually have nothing to do with the tidal movement of water. These algae, known as phytoplankton, are plant-like organisms that can form dense visible patches near the water's surface. Some red tides are associated with the production of natural toxins, depletion of oxygen, or other effects, and are generally harmful. The ocean phenomenon occurs when there is a rapid growth or blooming of algae. Oceanic waters. The presence of red tide is highly dangerous, as these algae can be fatal to bird animals and even humans. Manatees are killed by red tides every year. Humans can become seriously ill from eating oysters and other shellfish contaminated with red tide toxin. These shellfish have higher concentrations of saxitoxin, which blocks sodium channels, and eating contaminated seafood can result in paralysis within 30 minutes. These algae blooms can potentially cause eye and respiratory irritation, popping, sneezing, watery eyes, and itching. Red tides occur naturally off coasts all over the world, and its cause is unknown. Not all red tides have toxins are harmful, but be careful. Number 5. Marine animals. Marine animals have something called cleaning stations. At these stations, fish, sharks, turtles, and other aquatic life congregate to be cleaned by smaller shrimp and fish-like creatures. When the animal approaches the cleaning station, it will open its mouth and position its body in such a way as to signal that it needs cleaning. The cleaner fish will then remove and eat the parasites from the skin and even swim into the mouth and gills of any fish being cleaned. Number 4. Whirlpools. A tiny whirlpool going down your drain is innocent enough, but the powerful whirlpools in nature are magnificent, and destructive whirlpools are caused by a turbulent flow of water, when moving river water is forced to twist around an object or to stream into a narrow riverbed. The water flows faster and is more likely to create an energetic swirling turbulence in the ocean. Depending upon the geology of the seabed, driving currents can collide and create conflicting tidal flow. Water spins counterclockwise north of the equator, and clockwise south of the equator. The destructive interaction forms a whirlpool. A whirlpool of extraordinary size or violence is the maelstrom. The swirling vortex is deadly, as we believe a black hole in space would suck us in if we ventured too close. So did ancient seafarers believe a giant whirlpool, a spinning vortex of deaths, would suck down ships and sailors, never to be seen again. One of the most dangerous is the maelstrom of Saltstraumen, located near the Lofoten Islands off the coast of Norway, which creates the strongest tidal currents on the globe. Every 6 hours vigorous ocean currents can flow up to 25 miles per hour, as more than 105,668 gallons of water surge through the narrow strait. Number 3. Song heard on ocean. For decades now, scientists have been tracking a mysterious song heard in the depths of the ocean. The song-like sounds have been identified as belonging to a single male whale, trying to communicate with others. The problem is that he produces sound at the frequency of around 52 Hz, but most other wave species sing at frequencies much lower, between the 15 and 25 Hz range. Thus his singing goes unnoticed, no matter how hard he tries, and it's been named the loneliest whale in the world, which coincidentally sounds like a perfect title for a Pixar movie. Number 2. Shipwrecks. It's been estimated that roughly 3 million shipwrecks are right now resting at the ocean floor, as they slowly sank beneath the surface, never to be seen again. That they carried with them all their cargo, their gold, everything. So as we speak, there are several billions worth of treasures waiting to be found at the bottom of the ocean. In 2012, a video from an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico spotted a highly unusual and surreal-looking creature. It was captured over 1,000 meters below the surface, floating around like a sheet or a blanket in the water. The creature was later revealed to actually be a form of a jellyfish, Deepsteria enigmatica, to be exact, which is an awesome name by the way. Not much is known about the animal, other than that it lives at a depth of between 1,000 and 2,000 meters. Number 1. Rogue waves. Rogue waves. Severe weather has sunk more than 200 supertankers and container ships exceeding 200 meters in length during the last 2 decades. Rogues, freak or killer waves have been part of marine folklore for centuries, but have only been accepted as a real phenomenon by scientists over the past few decades. Rough waves are large and spontaneous surface waves that can be extremely dangerous. Even to huge ships like ocean liners, they are rare. Unpredictable, may appear suddenly or without warning, and can impact with tremendous force. Since these waves are uncommon, measurements and analysis of this phenomenon is extremely rare. Exactly how and when rogue waves form is still under investigation. Hope you liked the video. We'll come up with more interesting videos. Please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon, like this video and share this video. Till then, have a great day.